I've worked on TV shows for the last 20 years. Probably the one that's most known here in France would be 21 Jump Street, which was where Johnny Depp got his start.
Stay quiet, stay alive.
Absolutely. It works for every form of fiction writing. It also works for nonfiction writing, documentaries, same 7 steps. It also works for a television ad. Even a 30-second ad will have those 7 steps if it's a good ad. Because these are the steps of how any good story. There can be a very big problem with too many characters, and that was the problem that Lost had in the first 3 seasons of the show. Because in the first 3 seasons of the show, they kept adding characters, which expanded exponentially the number of characters that the audience has to keep track of. But what's interesting in a show like Lost is that in the 4th season, instead of expanding out, they funneled it down. And at the 4th season, that show became a much better show. They really expanded the boundaries of television in that sense. Used the TV medium in a way that had not been used before and really broke it away from film. In many ways, a revolutionary show and a very important show. Twin Peaks was a very interesting early attempt to do what Lost did, but it didn't understand how to do it. And they made a very key mistake, which was that they had a lot of these characters, and they based the plot on essentially the detective form. Who shot Laura Palmer? And this was a great mistake, because by the end of episode 1, they solved that question. We found out who shot Laura Palmer. And so there was no reason for the audience to return to the show at the beginning of episode 2. Lost didn't make that mistake. It kept the end point open. And so the audience had to continue to come back to the show, even season 2, season 3, and so on.
Mais sont-ils vraiment les survivants qu'ils pensaient être?
Nous avons un plan. Locke a découvert ainsi.
There's no question that they're better. The best writing in American entertainment is in television, not in film. And there's many reasons for that. One is that the audience for American film is primarily teenagers, especially teenage boys. The audience for television is an adult audience, and it's a much more diverse audience. I think, though, the most important reason that television has the best writing is that in America, the writers control television. They do not control film. And so the writers are free to write their vision and to execute that vision the way they see it, not the way a director sees it or the producer sees it or the studio sees it. This is a big, big difference. Another reason that they're better is what we talked about at the beginning, which is that you see the results of your work on film within weeks of writing the script. And that kind of feedback is invaluable. So the training that goes on for writers in television is far superior than what goes on in film. In effect, you are writing half of a movie every week in television. This is phenomenal. And so the result of all of this is that the writing in TV is far superior than it is in film. I would put, as I mentioned, The Wire up there. I would put The Sopranos up there. Currently, Mad Men, I think, is the best show that's coming out of the United States right now. Phenomenal show, beautifully conceived, beautifully executed, and a show that could not be done in commercial television in America.